Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good, Russ. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm here with Matt Giovannini, one of our newer members at Recruitemy. It's been less than a month, Matt, that you've been with us, and wanted to come on camera with you and talk about some of your wins and successes in less than 30 days with our program at Recruitemy. I'll kind of stop talking, let you do the talking here, but maybe give the audience here a quick recap, a Reader's Digest version of what you were doing before Recruitemy and how Recruitemy has impacted your new recruiting business.
Yeah, I've been in the energy space for about the last 14, 15 years. Prior to that, I did have a little bit of recruiting experience. That was probably 08, 09 in the construction industry. Obviously, that went a little south during those times. But I knew with my background, I wanted to get back into the recruiting space. So I looked at a lot of different avenues as far as how I wanted to approach it, some trainings, what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do. And that's obviously how I came across you and Recruitemy. And there was just a lot of value in the program. To answer your question, within a month's time, I think we revamped my LinkedIn profile a little bit, really focused on some branding and obviously utilized the Leadcast and the systems and processes that you have in place. And within that month, actually probably a little less than 3 weeks, we've added just about 200 LinkedIn connections. And we haven't even ramped that up. And I've already had 5 or 6 candidate calls. And the biggest value, honestly, was I didn't have to reinvent any wheels. It was a roadmap, it was a game plan, and it was plug and play, which was extremely valuable for me when I was jumping in.
Yeah, no, that's important for me to make sure that you feel that way, that other members feel that way, as far as like your lead generation for candidates and for clients. I think when people start a new recruiting business, there's a lot to be done. It can be overwhelming. And I hope that, the path and the structure that I've set up for you at the beginning with onboarding and every week was a clear path for you, and you never felt confused or unorganized or overwhelmed.
No, and it was, I like the step-by-step process. And I also like all right, get going. Because you look at a lot of different things, people tell you what to do, but they never show you what to do, which is a huge difference. But I like this, the sequence of it. Matt, right now, you need to do A and B. That's it. Get A and B. Once A and B was done, okay, Matt, now we move to C. Now we move to D. So I found a lot of value in that. That was big on my end.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm just going to share my screen real quick and show everyone kind of what we did with your LinkedIn profile. I, was really impressed with how this came out. Now you are in the renewable energy niche or niche, potato, right? So, but really clean look here and very to the point, right? You understand exactly what you do when somebody lands on your LinkedIn page. You are a recruiter in renewable energy. And I think that's what's really caused a lot of the uptick with your connections, your first degrees, your branding. A lot of recruiters miss the boat with branding themselves. And it's the analogy that I always use with Kylie Jenner. I think you and I spoke about it. Kylie Jenner is not a salesperson. We're better at sales than she is, but she's worth $1 billion because she knows how to brand herself and her products. And branding is huge. And what better platform than LinkedIn to brand your business, and in the form of posting and content and the way you set up your profile. But yeah, super impressed with how we did that here.
I appreciate it. And again, I mean, it was all copy and paste, to be honest with you. I mean, I went on and I took a lot from your probably about 98% from your profile and set up and just tailored it towards my industry and what we were focusing on. And I'll tell you, the other thing that I really liked was, when you're speaking about marketing and branding, there's 7,000 different tools and things that you can use out there. Big draw to me when you and I originally spoke was, your main focus is LinkedIn. And it was like, really get good at one thing, dominate that thing, be the best at that thing. And that was another thing that quite honestly, I found a lot of value in.
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking at your Leadcast stats right here, going back to April 26th when we launched you, pretty impressive numbers here. And then we went ahead and boosted your account, which means that we're able to kind of bypass that 100 restriction a week of connection requests through your in-mails. As you can see here, we've got 56, 62, 60 going out every day. So we've had 569 connections sent out in less than a month. And let's see here, your acceptance rate is 36%, which is phenomenal. Anything over 20% is exceptional. And yeah, 204 new connections that you have built in your network right now with very targeted, higher level candidates that we are now going to start marketing to clients.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's impressive, to be honest with you. And then, but the most impressive part of it is that it's all automated right now. I mean, it's kind of a set it and forget it type thing while we're getting going. And that was the other thing was I know my strengths, and the done for you part was also huge in my opinion, because you can basically, we have a conversation, you tell me where my focus is at, what I'm looking on, and then you those campaigns together for me, which is, I wouldn't have known how to do that on my own. I mean, I could have eventually figured it out, but it would have cost me way more. It just wouldn't have been the best use of my time or skill set, to be honest with you.
No, absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I'm excited for what's to come here in the future. I know through the efforts of LinkedIn and Leadcast, we have identified what we feel is an A-player passive candidate who has worked at a very reputable company for the past 12 years, is making more than $300,000 in salary, which is great. Because I do know you've expressed that you want to really learn about retained search or performance-based search, where you collect a fee up front. What better way to recruit than that? And yeah, so now it's time to get this candidate on a most placeable candidate form. And we're going to flip the script here on Leadcast and start targeting some companies and get some hiring managers on the calendar and make this placement and hopefully get you a really big fee for this candidate.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. That's actually, to that point, that's been all of my candidates. They're not all 300,000, but I mean, they're all senior level or management level or director level type stuff. And they're actually responding to our, to our outreach, which I just know from experience, and even other recruiters that I know, they just don't get responses. Like a lot of times they're blown off. So that's extremely exciting too. And like I shared with you before, quality over quantity and not having to play the volume game, which gives me more flexibility and control over my time, my schedule, and obviously my income at that point.
Yeah. So Matt, before we break away here, what would you say to the person out there that's watching this video that, number one, has minimal recruiting background, but really wants to start their own recruiting business? Or number two, they're on the fence right now with which, recruiting coaching program to go towards?
I'd say obviously do your due diligence, but I would check the testimonials. I tell anybody, and you can freely give my name out, have them contact me, no questions asked. It's for what you charge and what is given, it's a no-brainer for one. I mean, one placement more than, doubles what you're putting into it. But I would tell you the biggest thing is, and the thing that sold me the most, not that you even had to sell me, Russ, was one, you're not just telling me, you've been there, you've done that, you're actually doing it. So that was a big plus when I was making my decision. And two, it was just the accessibility as well. I mean, you're busy, but I've always got access to you. It may not be right when I need you, but at the same time, it's like, hey, get on my calendar and the members that are involved too. I just think it's invaluable to be able to, you're not going at it alone. So you actually have a community that's all involved. Everybody has their best interest in mind. So I would wholeheartedly say, look at the source and look at what you're actually getting if you're comparing some programs or some coaching. But it's definitely more than coaching. I mean, you even mentioned retained search, and so there's definitely, you've got your thumb on the pulse. I would tell anybody, if it's even in question, just reach out to a couple members and you'll get your questions answered.
Yeah, no, Matt, can't thank you enough. I am honored and blessed to work with you and help you grow your recruiting business. You're in a phenomenal niche. We're getting great results in short order. So yeah, thanks again for coming on here and doing this video. And yeah, Matt, have an awesome night.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Russ.
Thank you.
Bye.